I'm changing the VU meter lamps on this TEAC A-6010, or better yet, I should say it's the TEAC AR60 preamp that comes along with it, because they did sell these units separately. They would sell the recorder by itself, and they would sell the preamp by itself, and you could combine them together, or you could use them with different preamps or different recorders. So I'm going to first, the one on the left here is burned out, so I'm going to replace that first and see how that looks compared with the original one, which still works in this right hand side. First I'm going to bend the wires so that I'm not soldering right next to the unit. Put a little protector piece in there. And in this case, I think we can just cut these leads off. There's no reason to really desolder. Wow, that is a really tiny filament on that lamp. Okay, here's the unit that's going in to replace it. Okay, that worked. I'll take this little holder clamp off the other side. Okay, that's working. Now carefully bend this back up. First I'll put those leads off. Being careful not to bump into the meter itself. Okay, now let's plug it in and see what that looks like. Okay, here we are with the new LED lamp in the left VU. It has a little bit of a yellow tone to it compared to the slightly orange on the right hand side. And I had to play around with the placement. I was not getting good results. At first I put it in this position and it was too bright. So then I tried putting it lower. I had it all the way at the bottom with the LED lamps facing out, and it was still too bright and spreading light throughout the area too much. What I finally ended up doing was I put a piece of parchment paper on the LED and put it in the original placement that this lamp is in, and that seemed to give it the right amount of glow. When I tried putting the LED with the lamp facing towards the meter, it was getting too much brightness and reflecting off the metal parts of the VU meter down below, and is very distracting. So what I fashioned here with the parchment paper to keep it in place, I made a tube out of the parchment and put it over the LED, and we'll put that in and see how that works. If you're wondering, these plastic covers actually lift right off, but they don't lift right off because they're very tight, and especially since it maybe has not been off since it was manufactured. You can see I can barely I can barely get it started. Ah, there it came off. But what I've been doing is putting this very skinny blade screwdriver under this edge, gently pry it out like so. So this is the temporary piece of paper that I just put over that to test it, and I want to put the one on with the tube on it so that it will never come off. I'm afraid of it. If it ever gets moved, shipped, or whatever, this piece of paper might come off. Now you can see how I've mangled these wires by trying to bend them in different positions to place this LED. I had it down here, I had it facing out, I had it facing in, and so forth. This is what the wire is supposed to look like, so I'm going to desolder this one, bend the wires just like this, and then put on the LEDs with the parchment tube on top of them. Okay, after I've got the one side on, I can put my tube on. Like so. And then solder the other side. And that's what it looks like with the bulbs on. Of course, the new LED is brighter, but the diffusion of the parchment paper is going to help a lot to tone that down. Now this is comparing the old to the new. Now I'm going to take this one apart again and put the LED on that so they're matching. Okay, there they are, both in place. You can see the LED is on. There's not a whole lot of space in here. What's going to end up happening is the lens is going to be pressing down slightly on this paper, and that's actually going to be good because it'll help hold it in place. But it's not going to cause any obstruction in the back. You can see the bumpers here, they're going to be clear. It's not going to hit those screws, so we'll be all good to go. And of course, carefully cleaning the face of the meter. Make sure there's no dust on there. And then also carefully clean the inside of the lenses. And when you're reinstalling these, just put them on at the top so it's flush with the panel and just snaps into place. Okay, so here's the final result. That's with the new LED lamps in place. They have a nice yellow glow to them, and with the parchment paper has a nice diffusion. It's not too bright. It's slightly brighter than the original incandescent bulbs. So that's a good thing, I think. These were the exact ones that I put in there off of eBay, and there's a link below. It will help the channel to do more videos like this. So if you want to do this project on your own, please click the link below and I get a small affiliate commission. These are warm white. They're not quite as warm as the original incandescents. And be careful, warning, cancer and reproductive harm. I guess that's pretty much on everything these days. In the process of putting these new bulbs in, I tried several different things to change the color because at first the brightness was a little bit too stark, a little bit too bright. I tried I have these plastic translucent things laying around. I tried those. I have them in various colors. So if you want to do some customization on this, you could easily, if you don't have these exact products, you could find something around the house. Parchment paper helps. You can actually use any kind of paper because the LEDs put out such a very tiny amount of heat that there's no chance that you're going to catch the paper on fire. So you could use some kind of colored paper. I've seen other people use things like a caulking type of material that they actually put on top of the LEDs, and that helps diffuse the light a bit. But I do notice that it does make things easier to read and more visible because there is a little bit more light there, but not too much light as there was before I put the parchment paper on. To change the VU meter lamps on the A-6010, very simple process actually. Once you watch this video, you'll know how to do it. But what you'll need is obviously some soldering gun of some sort, something to help hold wires in place, a small thin screwdriver, and some kind of protection to get underneath to pry this cover off. Of course, some wire cutters, various sizes of needle nose pliers, some lint-free cleaner of some sort, cloth, and some isopropyl alcohol. I tried using Windex, but it was leaving too much residue on the plastic for some reason, but the isopropyl alcohol worked great. Good luck if you do it yourself.